Alright folks, here we go. Kansas Lottery 300, and we are going to be set for this one, the first race of the round of 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs. We're about to qualify here for this event. This should be a fun one though, and hope you guys will enjoy as always. So right here, right now, we're going to get set for qualifying. And let's see how we're going to do in this race. Going to use the steering wheel here in this one. And it will be the final race in which we will use the steering wheel in a NASCAR Xfinity Series race. So we've got some fun coming up here for you guys tonight. That is for sure. So here we go. Let's hope for the quick time. Probably not going to happen. We've only qualified on the pole once this year, and that was at Watkins Glen. So we'll just hope for the best. Dove in a little bit too late there through turn string 4. I wanted to try to run the bottom and qualify. We'll be running the top though over the course of the race. I can guarantee it. Down to the apron to cut the lap time down at the line at 31.5 flat, and we're going to qualify 12th quickest in this race. So 12th quickest, not too shabby there. Edward, top 10. Not in qualifying, but we'll see where we will be for the race. So on the pole, Chase Briscoe will be on the pole. And we do have a driver that was starting ahead of us, starting at the rear now. So we'll be starting in the 11th position on the inside of the racetrack. Afternoon race here at Kansas. Yeah, this should be a fun one. Noah Gragson was the driver going to the rear of the field there. So Briscoe still holds on to his pole winning position. And here we go. We have 8 drivers fighting for a win here at Kansas to determine who will be the first driver to punch their ticket to Miami for the championship. Here we go. The green flag going to be in the air, and we are underway here in this one. A great jump off the start of the race. Not only 3 wide down to the bottom, getting all the way through the gears. That is a great 3 wide again before finally having to lift before we get into the back of Cindric. From 11th all the way up to 3rd, now to the outside on Cindric for 2nd. What a move on the opening lap. Oh, I thought about trying to thread it up the middle there for a second on Chase Briscoe and then thought better of it at the last second. But we're still going to hold on for 3rd at the end of lap 1. Let's see if we'll actually have a good car for the short run here. Chase Briscoe going to lead the opening lap of the race here as the pole sitter. Austin Cindric trying to hold on. And now he's going to get past. Wow, we've got a very fast car. Briscoe's protecting the bottom here. But again, we're going to run the top as much as we can. We got so much straightaway speed off of these corners. Oh, Briscoe tries to pull off the block. We're getting racy here right off the start. All these stage points are so important, even though we are only in the opening handful of laps. Down to the inside, looking for the lead now. Car's not as good on the bottom. We get a little bit too tight. There you see us sliding up the track, trying to side draft off of Briscoe, but now he's going to have the straightaway speed, and he's going to hold clear of us at the line. We are 4 laps in the books. Back to the outside again on Briscoe. He's doing a great job holding on. We'll get back to his inside here going into turn 3. Big drive deep into the corner. We're going to clear him. But now Briscoe's going to try the crossover move down to the inside. A great battle for the lead going on right now in the opening laps. We just try to side draft off of each other like crazy. All the way up near the wall. You can see how much time we're already going to be gaining, and he's going to close the door on us the last second. We'll try to get back under him again. Oh, we drove it in a little too deep. Gonna slide up the track, but Briscoe didn't get through that corner very well himself, and we're side drafting him up off of turn 4 at the line. Briscoe still gonna lead the lap. Look at us, how close we get to each other when we try to side draft off his left side. Oh, getting washed up, and now here comes Reddick to the inside out of nowhere. Didn't see him until the last second. We're 3 wide for the lead now down the backstretch. Going into 3, still trying to hold clear on Chase Briscoe as we run the middle. Now we clear Briscoe up through turn 4. Reddick coming on the bottom though. Can't get to us. He tries to side draft, but we lead our first lap of the race here as we reach lap 7 now. And Tyler Reddick is going to be looking for the race lead on the inside. Coming off of turn 2, we hold clear again. This is very rare. We usually don't see our car being this well on a short run during a race. But it's looking like that, at least for the start of the race here tonight. They were 3 wide back there for second through 3 and 4. Now they're still side by side between Cindric and Reddick, but Chase Briscoe is just behind him. And now John Hunter Nemechek closing up in the picture as well. So Kansas isn't really known for tire wear too much, at least not at this stage in the track surface. And we have plenty of fuel to the end, so we'll just... We did have a fun battle though for about the first 7 laps. Yeah, Edward, that was a great start. That was great jump on the restart, getting up to 3rd right away, and then up to 2nd there a lap later, and a great battle for the lead that went on as well. Had to pause it there for a quick second. My microphone was somehow fell off my lap. Alright, we're back. We're back. Little technical difficulty there. It messed my corner entry up too because I had to pause it. One of the reasons why I don't like pausing it. Getting so much of a rhythm. And it just breaks the rhythm. So the top 4 drivers are all in the playoffs. Well, Reddick's John Hunter Nemechek battling it out for 4th right now. But yeah, still 4 playoff drivers in the top 5 though, despite what happens over the course of that battle right now. And it goes to show, if we make a mistake at any sort of time here throughout this one, then they'll be able to capitalize. Can't fall 3 laps down like we did at Richmond, because I think we're only able to do that once, where we go 3 laps down and somehow come back to win the race. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that again. You never know, but let's hope we don't have an instance like that here in this one, at least for my sake. Looks like, yeah, somebody just blew their engine or something there going into turn 4. Very slow on the track. No caution, though. It was Cesar Beccarella coasting it now on the inside of the racetrack. Will he be able to get the pit road, or will we have our first caution of the race? Jeff Green going to let us zip on around him pretty quickly here. We are just catching lap traffic now for the first time today. So it looked like Beccarella was able to get onto pit road. Very surprised there wasn't a caution there, especially right in front of us with being the race leader. Did not see that coming. I have a feeling the restarts are going to get crazy here in this one. Might be the Xfinity Series, so no rules package like we see in the Cup Series with the 550 horsepower and the tapered spacer, but lower downforce. But that was a pretty crazy start between what started off with just being me and Briscoe battling, then it turned into Cindric and Reddick closing the gap too. But overall, after that battling, Briscoe was able to hold on to second after we had passed him for the lead. Briscoe has not won a race all season. He finished second in the regular season in the point standings with 4 playoff points total, and then obviously he got another 9 for finishing second in points, so that definitely helped him in the last round. Never won a race in the first 3 races of the playoffs, so he had to rely on points, and that he did. And now here as we look at this one, trying to win back-to-back races here in the series. So here by the end of stage 1, we'll try to put as many drivers a lap down as possible. The goal will be less drivers on the lead lap, and less that we will have to race from stage 2 on. Oh, car in the wall off of turn 2. It looks like Fincham. He's going to stay in the wall. That's going to bring out a first caution of the race. So it looked like he had a tire go down. I would assume it was the right front. We'll stay out here with the leaders, it looks like. And yeah, Fincham was the one in the wall, so he's going to pit. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue. It looks like Michigan. Yeah, I was pulling away at Michigan, but we had some crazy restarts over the course of that race and a late race caution where I had to come back. I had a last lap pass for the win there too, so that ended up being a good finish overall. But man, that's hard to believe. Just a couple weeks ago we were running the Michigan race. I mean, it's so amazing how we clicked 20 races in the series away that quick. Green flag going to be back in the air. We'll see how this restart's going to go. Everybody's on older tires though, so I would expect us to take off like we did. I think we're going to get good jumps on these restarts getting through the ships. The way the start went and the way this one went. Look at that, already out to a half-second lead. It's like we're restarting in a whole nother gear compared to the rest of the field. Ryan Sieg peeking into the top 5 now. He was eliminated last round of the playoffs. In fact, John Hunter Nemechek, who was shown as a non-playoff driver, he actually made the playoffs too, but he was eliminated in that opening round in the round of 12 as well. Austin Cindric now up to second. Briscoe didn't have a good restart in that second position. He fell back to fourth pretty quickly. He just kissed the wall through 3 and 4. That was first time we made contact with anything in this race, driver or wall. So 20 laps to go in stage 1. It's a pretty good start. And that's part of the little bit of the part of success in which we are having out in front of the field right now. Obviously a lot of clean air before we catch lap traffic too, so it's going to be smooth sailing probably for about the next 10 laps. Might have to start backing the pace down a little bit though. Probably should have taken right side tires under that pit stop. Only because the right front's already at 37%. We are probably turning the wheel just a little too much and pushing the car. And that could be some of the reason why we're pulling out so early in this one too. They could be saving their tires a lot better than what we are. So we'll have to keep a close eye on it. 35%, 18 laps to go. Way to save the tires, we'll probably just have to back it off in the corners a little more and not have as much on throttle time. Therefore, we're turning the wheel not as far to the left in the corners. Try to control it a little bit better. Yeah, it went down 2% that last lap, so on average 1% each corner. 17 to go, we got 34 corners left in this race, so doing my math alone, we're going to be just short on getting that tire to last all the way to the finish. Yeah, so we backed it down a little bit there to 3 and 4. We'll probably continue to do that at least the next few laps. Make sure we can make it. That caution definitely helped as far as less caution laps to run. So there is one driver that's DNF'd so far early in this race too. That driver, I'm not sure who it is. I know Fincham blew a tire and hit the wall, but I don't know if he was able to get back into it or if that DNF was Cesar Baccarella, who looked like he might have either blown an engine or he had a tire go down early in the stage as well. It's hard to tell for sure coming off of turn 4 on pit road that time to see who it was. It almost looked like it was Chad Fincham down there though. So I'm sure Baccarella's back on the racetrack, but he's multiple laps down. Probably in 37th right now. And it looks like Chad Fincham's the lone driver out of this race. Oh, little kiss off the... Oh, see how much that wore out our tires just a little bit more. It's a risk you have running the top side of the track. We don't usually make mistakes like that too often though, so... I don't know, it's not pacing well right now. Chase Briscoe is back up to second again. Not sure exactly when he moved back up into second, but I just noticed that he is there, at least right now. These stages in the Truck and Xfinity series, man, they go by so quick. I mean, only 45 laps here. First 90 laps of the race are just the first 2 stages, and then we'll have that 110 lap longer stage to finish things out here at Kansas. We're about to catch lap traffic now for the second time in the opening stage. Morgan Shepherd gonna let us go with ease there through the tri-oval. Yeah, we're not pacing well at all. We really got to back this car down quite a bit if we're gonna make it to the end of the stage. That right front tire, it goes to show how hard we're driving it, because like I said earlier on in the broadcast, that and had to turn the wheel hard to get it to the middle lane there in the last second. John Jackson took the outside from us. Oh, a little contact there with the back of Josh Balicki. Running the inside line by itself too also wears out the tires a little bit more. Got to turn the wheel a little bit more in the corners to get that car arced down towards that white line. Compared to when you run the top, it's just more precision when you run the top side of the track. Woo, that got tight there with Vinnie Miller. Thought he was going to pull up in front of us and block us there. This is going to get tight too with Jeremy Clements, but he does move down the track a little bit. Austin Hill did give us a little bit of a run there. I didn't think he was going to. Got 9 laps to go. Now we do have a really big lead, and I really don't want to pit. Say, don't want to give up the stage points here just in case we don't win. I know it's looking like we're in good position to win this race, but you really never know. Hopefully we can just win this one. We won't have to race for stage points in the next 2 races at all. Points in general. Just go on to Homestead. Focusing on a title. I thought Elliott Sadler was going to pull up in front of us there as well. Caught Kaz Growler in a bad spot. I had to get out of the gas a little bit there off the exit of the corner to keep from running into the back of him. We are going to be close, but I think we're going to be just short with that right front tire. And if it blows, although I mean, first of all, we got to keep control of the car if it does blow. And then after we keep control of the car, we got to coast it back for first, which we've got to have to coast the last couple laps. I think we'll be fine. But the problem's going to lie, we have a lot of damage to repair under the caution, so we're definitely going to lose the lead before the next restart, and I wouldn't want that. I want to try to keep the track position, of course, as much as I possibly can. Well, you still want to try to keep lapping as many cars as possible, too. We got 5 laps to go in the stage, and honestly, only 6% left. It is not looking good, and I probably should have taken 2 right side tires. I know hindsight's always 20/20, but I did not think we were going to burn our tires out this much here at Kansas. And brush the wall a little bit again there on the entrance to turn 3. So only 10 drivers on the lead lap now as we're going to get past Michael and Ned is one of the playoff drivers. And yeah, Fincham's still in the race, so Vaccarello's definitely the guy out right now. Fincham is driven back up into the top 10, but he has just gone a lap down as well. 3 laps to go now in stage 1. We got 2% tire wear left now on the right front. So if we run the outside, it's less of an impact to hit the wall. But if we run the inside, we can at least have a chance to save it, I guess. I'm bracing for impact here at this point. Down to the bottom. Oh, and there we go, into the wall, off of turn 4. Tried to catch it and lock the brakes up, and that didn't work at all. John Hunter Nemechek's going to move up to second now, and these guys are just going to blow back around us. That right front tire is gone, and we are smoking here, just trying to keep control of the car. And it is a handful right now, and trying to limp it back to the finish in stage 1. Pit road is closed once we hit 2 to go that time too. Oh man, we were wanting to push up the track bad. Then we almost overturn it. We're getting loose here off the exit. Oh boy. Again, we've got a big enough lead here. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Kansas in stage 1. We can definitely take our time. At about a 26.5 second lead. And gain about 4 seconds now. And about a lap and a half. So McLeod's going to get back on the lead lap. We'll see if anybody else can get back on the lead lap before the end of the stage. We got cars pitting here that at the end of the stage, maybe trying a little strategy, but they're going to have to restart at the rear of the field because pit road's closed. We're going to win stage 1 with a flat right front tire. Luckily, when we hit the wall, I don't think we hit the wall too hard, but could be wrong on that. That was definitely crazy. At the end of the stage, Cindric got by him, and Chad Fincham drove all the way up to 3rd. I don't know how that happened in the last lap, but he did. So we got 6 seconds of damage after blowing the tire and hitting the outside wall. So I guess it's a little more damage than what I thought we were going to have. 4 fresh tires will be put on this car into the stage, and yeah, we'll likely lose quite a few spots. Free pass goes to Brandon Brown, so we'll have 16 drivers on the lead lap at the end of the stage. Yeah, so here we go. And we will be restarting in 14th. Green flag going to be in the air. Here we go. Going to get a good jump on the start again here, but we got a little bit more work to do to try and get up front and take the lead here at Kansas than what we did on the start of the race. Oh, up through the middle here right before the lane closes 3 wide. This is going to get tight, barely clearing Ray Black Jr. in the middle of the corner. Here we go on the outside, just trying to get things rolling now as best as we possibly can. There is a lane up here. Reddick is running pretty high on the racetrack too, though, just in front of us, 3 wide, 3 by 3 at the line as we just try to follow Reddick. Now we look to the outside of Tyler. Running just a little bit higher than him, though, through that last corner. Man, this car is so fast. Everybody on 4 fresh Goodyears right now. Briscoe back out in front. Oh, down to the bottom. Cindric almost took the late block there. Thought better of it. We're going to clear him through turns 3 and 4 on the inside of the racetrack. Back down to block Reddick as they almost come together behind us. Noah Gregson now looking for the race lead. Remember, he started at the rear of the field, so maybe he's got a fast car in this one. And he's going to the inside of Briscoe now for the race lead. As they are side by side just up ahead. As we try to run them back down once again. They're leaving the top side open each time. Plus, with racing side by side, they're side drafting each other quite a bit. Briscoe holding him tight now through the corner as we go all the way down to the apron. Big run now through the tri-oval. Look at the run we have. 3 wide to the bottom of the track now. Sliding up, contact with Noah Gregson. And we stay 3 wide down the backstretch. Briscoe, Reddick closing in on us as well. And now we're pulling up alongside the 98 car. Cindric down to the bottom, a push from behind coming now from Noah Gregson. Briscoe leads the lap again, and we have 5 cars under a blanket going into turn 1. Oh man, we're running in so deep, but our car is just so tight on the top side. Look at the side draft in the 98 car. A little bit of a bump coming from behind to help us into turn 3 as we drive it in deep again. We've got the nose out in front, but we cannot clear Chase Briscoe up off of turn 4. We're going to go back down to the apron once again here, trying to shorten the racetrack up. Trying to stay alongside the 98 of Briscoe, and nope, we're going to switch lanes. Briscoe to the bottom now. We're up to the top side, and they're 3 wide for third just behind us. Ryan Sieg now in the mix. Briscoe barely going to be able to clear us up off of turn 2. He's holding on to the lead a little bit better than what he was in stage 1. He might have made a little bit of a adjustment, perhaps. Oh, he almost blocked us, and now he's sideways in the middle of the corner. He slows down big time. A little contact now with him. So he tried to get in control of the car as we got loose off the exit of the corner afterwards. So we go back up to the top side of the track. On the bottom of the track. Briscoe in the middle. Look at this. Ryan Sieg, where did he come from to lead the lap here at Kansas? Caution. Caution's out. Sieg was out in front. We were second. Gregson was actually third, and Briscoe fell back to fourth. Not sure what the yellow's out on exactly, but it is our third caution for incident in the race. And Ross Chastain will get the free pass. So he'll be back on the lead lap. Before I forget, I think now is our time to take right side tires. So that way we for sure make it to the end of the stage here without blowing a tire. I think we'll be fine. Won't have to run as many laps under green here. So the green flag's in the air. We are losing track position, but I think this could help us out in the long run. We've got 32 laps to go in the stage. Had a good jump, but we had to get out of the gas a little bit there with Timmy Hill just in front of us. Car's going to be a little bit looser though, only taking right side, so we'll see handling wise if that's going to make much of a difference. Here we come along the, oh man, a little scrape into the wall, costing us some time here on our opening lap as we get back up to speed at the start-finish line. Yeah, this car's definitely loose. Even through the tri-oval, I can kind of feel it. Rear end wants to skid out on me. This is getting tight. Oh, contact with Haley off of turn 2. At least early in the stage, it's not looking like we have the same dominance we did in stage 1. It only took us 6 laps to get to the front at the start of the race, and already we're on lap 13 here. We haven't led a lap yet in stage 2. Down to the inside now on Tyler Reddick. We'll clear him for the position. Here we go, 3 wide up the middle in between Sieg and Gregson. Gregson just shut the door on us. Just staying to the inside of Ryan Sieg, side drafting him through 3 and 4. Trying to slow his momentum down. We'll see. Nope, can't clear him quite yet. Now we do on the entrance to the corner, but we couldn't run the top by that time. At least the top side near the wall. We did run higher than Gregson. John Hunter Nemechek leading laps here in this race for the first time. Big run coming off of turn 2. Carrying a ton of speed down the backstretch into 3 to the outside for the race lead now on John Hunter Nemechek. Big run through turns 3 and 4 as well. Look at the speed we've got out of this 20 machine as we almost got into Nemechek. I thought I had him cleared for a second, then I didn't. But now we do at the stripe, and we're going to take the lead once again here at Kansas. The two fresher right side tires are helping as far as speed, handling ability, and car's a little bit looser, but it's okay to handle, at least for hopefully just to the end of this stage. Oh man, still trying to catch the car up off of turn 2 there. Yeah, man, I'm trying my best to keep it off the wall, of course, but I don't know if I want to put 2 tires back on this car for this race. I think we're just going to stick to 4 tires. I do not like this handling at all. Top 3 all playoff drivers, with Austin Cindric now in 2nd and Briscoe in 3rd. Nemechek, who did lead some laps off of that restart in the beginning of this run, is now falling back to 4th. Noah Gragson not too far behind him in 5th. Noah Gragson, another driver that was eliminated in the last round of the playoffs. Third of which we've talked about today, and the only other driver we haven't seen at all today that was eliminated last round was Jeffrey Earnhardt. Chase Briscoe, Cole Custer, those are looking like 2 guys will have to compete probably in Miami for the championship. Custer's got more wins, obviously. Briscoe doesn't have any wins, and I think that's the only downfall for Chase Briscoe, is he probably can't have a bad race. And almost got in the wall again, had to check up out of the throttle. A little bit more in the corners. Sad part is we can actually drive it a little harder, not have to check up, and now we get a caution again. So 4th caution of the race. Michael Annett is going to get the free pass this time. So I'm surprised. I thought Annett was back on the lead lap. I guess not. So good for him. He is one of the 8 playoff drivers remaining. He's probably last of all of them currently on the track. I think that caution was for Vinnie Miller. He's the only guy pitting this time that isn't at the very rear of the field like Sadler, Tommy Joe Martins, and Joey Gase. So we'll restart in the lead this time. So restarting from the lead after caution number 4, here we go. At the Kansas Speedway. Another great jump on the restart. We have 18 laps left in stage 2. Chase Briscoe restarted outside pole, quickly pulled down, or at least did for the moment pull down in front of Cindric, but into turn 1, I don't know if he got a little tight, or Cindric somehow just squeezed his way to the bottom, but nevertheless, Austin Cindric is actually going to get up to 2nd place. Can he clear him up off of turn 4, though? It looked like he did. And yeah, he definitely did, because Briscoe's back to 4th now, and Cindric is going to hold on to 2nd. Gregson up to 3rd now. Ryan Sieg, another Top 5 run during the course of this race for him. Peeking in there in 5th. Nemechek back in the top 5 again. He's just past Ryan Sieg. But I mean, less than a second is separating 2nd through 5th still, so I'm sure they are still racing hard back there. It's allowing us to pull away even more. I think we're good to the end of the stage unless we get another caution. We have guys start to split on pit strategy here to the end of the stage. We're going to save the amount of tires we have because, again, trying to make it realistic to the truck and Xfinity Series, having limited amounts or limited sets of tires over the course of the race. We'll get 4 over the course. So we still have 3 more sets of 4 fresh Goodyears. And we'll definitely take one of them at the end of the stage here. Or depending on if a caution comes out, we'll probably take them before the end of the stage, but caution probably have to come out within the final 5 laps for me to do that. But then again, even then, we've had good jumps on the restart. If we could just get out to another good jump, then by the time they catch back up to us, we really only have to block and hold them off for about a half a lap or so from that point on, rather than the entirety of those 2 laps. At least in my head, that's what I'm thinking. They might also get a better jump on 4 tires too. I could spin the tires I've got. Not impossible. Fastest lap of the race is a 31.246, and that is my fastest lap I've ever run here at Kansas in the Xfinity Series, so that's pretty good. Oh, a little brush off the wall off of 4 again. 10 laps to go at the line here in this stage. Nine-second lead now on Briscoe. He's driven back up to 2nd once again here. Over the course of the long run, it definitely seems like he's got the 2nd fastest car in the field compared to anybody. Gregson and Cindric are arguable for 3rd, and honestly, you could maybe even throw John Hunter Nemechek in that equation as well. Man, we'll brush off the wall again here. Caught Jeff Green in a hurry there, had to get out of the gas on the outside of the racetrack. I mean, closing rates are so quick here. How fast of a car we've got, especially with these backmarker cars that are way off the pace that we're running. We've got a lot of heavy lap traffic here just ahead. It looks like a pack of about 7 to 10 cars. Not too far ahead, but luckily enough, we've got a 13.5 to 14 second lead, so I don't really think that's going to cost us anything at all. Go to the, oh, had to hit the brakes there. Harmon jumps down to the inside. Not really a lot of anywhere for us to go, really. Trying to go right up the middle real quick here. 4 laps to go now. Man, that got tight again. And honestly, with as big of a lead as we have, I think I'm going to try to short pit here and take the track position to the end of the stage. We can stay on the lead lap. This is the strategy I played in both stages at the Charlotte Roval. I feel comfortable that... I know I said stage points are important, but I think we might just try it here. Pit road is going to close next time by, so if we're going to do it, we'll have to pit this lap. Two drivers so far have DNF'd to this point in the race. Starting to run the middle to the outside. We're going to take a deep dive off onto pit road. We're going to back it down pretty easily there. So we're going to bring it down. We're going to try to short pit. 4 fresh tires here, full tank of fuel. And we'll try a little bit of pit strategy here with this. I think it could work. It worked at the Charlotte Roval when we had we didn't have the lead, obviously, and that's why we had done that anyway, because I knew we weren't going to get stage points in either stage. So that's why I tried the pit strategy there in both stages, and it worked out to the sense that we were able to get the clean air to start the final stage. And with that clean air, we led quite a few laps. We got past with 5 to go, or coming to 5 laps to go. Cole Custer because of the lap traffic, but we got a lot faster car in this race. So again, it's only going to work if we could stay on the lead lap. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go now for Chase Briscoe. He is coming through turns 1 and 2 as we're just trying to get up to speed now down the backstretch, but it looks like we're going to hold on and we're going to remain on the lead lap. So yeah, this pit strategy is going to work out perfectly fine here. Briscoe is going to win stage number 2 here at Kansas as we sacrifice the stage win with the big enough lead. Only doing this because of the playoff situation we're in. So yep, stage 2 is going to come to an end for us. 18th at the end of the stage, but we will restart in the lead because everybody else is going to have to pit. So again, that only worked because we stayed on the lead lap. A little bit of brilliance there. Honestly, if it were the regular season, I probably would have taken every stage point I could get. But we had enough playoff points throughout the course of the year. I'm strictly going for the win here. I think I could back it up. All right, stage 3 underway. We'll lead the field to the green. Here we go. 107 laps to the finish of this race. 54 laps is a full tank of fuel that we can run. As quickly we get a great jump on the restart as usual here over the course of this race. And honestly, with this race being in the daytime, it looks like it's going to end in the evening time. Not completely dark out for the finish, but I was not expecting that. So let's see if we can try to hold on to the lead here for as long as we can. We're not going to move off the top, though, at least in the corners. Might block down the straightaways through the tri-oval if we have to, but corners we're definitely going to try to pick and stay on the top. Noah Gragson now up to second. Austin Cindric's falling outside of the top 5, and Briscoe's back to 5th. Oh, brush again. That was just my fault. That wasn't even the car's fault. Car feels fine. Just the tiredness of the long day I'm having, I guess, at this point. Gotta reel it in, though. We got about half a race left. Justin Allgaier up to 3rd. We haven't seen him at all in the top 5 today. Cindric's back into the top 5 again, and Briscoe is in 5th. So maybe Allgaier's got a shot in this one. So no real sign of anybody being able to challenge for the lead this time on the restart, so that's pretty strange. Now the reason why our pit strategy actually worked out, because you saw how hard it was with us restarting back in traffic. Now we could have won the race off pit road still, but if we didn't control that pace on the restart though, might have had to battle at least for a couple laps, but we have not had to battle at all so far in this stage. Hoping we run this one smoothly to the finish. We do have our NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Texas coming up tomorrow, and it will actually be a morning stream, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be the only race that we are going to have with the full race live stream for tomorrow. Then we'll have the Cup Series on Friday, and that'll be at Texas as well. And then finishing out the last 2 races of the Xfinity Series season, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. But again, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for that Texas race tomorrow. And we'll have 2 other streams throughout the course of the day with Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing. We'll have a career mode episode there, and then another career mode here for NASCAR Heat 4 also. Briscoe back up to second again here. He passed Noah Gragson last lap. I mean, if we do get a late race caution, though, you can't count anybody out of this race. Crazy things could happen. And if we have to go to points, you just hope that we're going to have enough points to have to fall back on, especially with sacrificing 10 whole points in Stage 2. Including a playoff point at that as well. Just now see that last place driver on the racetrack entering turn 3 as we were coming off of 2, so it'll be a couple more laps before we catch him. And leading up to that point, we'll ride along with different camera angles for the next 10 plus laps here. Jeff Green cutting us no slack there, despite how far back and multiple laps down he is right now. Felt like it was going to be a little bit of an awkward angle to run the outside through 3 and 4, so that's why I jumped down to the bottom there. By the time we had Joey Gase cleared, we probably could have went to the top, but I just moved up there at the last second. Didn't feel like I was going to be comfortable enough to keep it off the wall, so better be safe than sorry. And honestly, even though we've led every lap of this third stage so far, at least under green, Chase Briscoe is only 6 seconds back to this point, which might seem like a pretty big lead, but compared to usual when we pull away, it's really not that much. But then you also kind of consider the fact that we're on lap 18 right now as far as the green flag laps in the stage go, and we're already at a 6.5 second lead, so yeah, we've definitely got the car to beat here in this one. The only ones that could probably beat us is ourselves. We'll just hope that that's not going to happen. Might have to take care of our tires a little bit better here over the course of the race. But I think everybody's going to have at least one stop, but we are right on the border of a 2-stop race. And we're literally 1 lap to the good when we started this stage, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out. We'll have to make 1 or 2 stops here in this stage, and cautions will probably help determine whether or not it'll be a 1 or 2 stop race. Oh, squeezing in there in between the wall and Austin Hill. Now out to about an 11 to 11.5 second lead again, but this time he's on Noah Gregson as Briscoe's back to third. Briscoe probably struggling a little bit getting through the lap traffic, and that's why Gregson was able to catch him, pass him whenever that ended up happening. Still got 85 laps to go. Oh. Entered the corner a little bit too late there. Oh. Williams really got cleared there by Mike Harmon and blocked there coming off of turn 2. And Williams checked up out of the gas big time off of turn 2. Caught him pretty quickly. We already have about 35% tire wear on the right front. As far as fuel's considered, we could go about another 25 laps, but I mean, honestly, the way the tire wear has been with our car, at least throughout the course of this race, we'll probably have to pit, which means that we're probably going to be more closer to a 2 pit stop strategy. I don't think we're going to stay green all the way through this stage, though. We had 2 cautions in each of the first 2 stages, so 4 total for incidents in this race. And I could see there at some point in time being another 1 or 2 cautions before the end of this one as well. There's a lap down here in this one, that is for sure. Look at that, already an 18.5 second lead. Still 80 laps to go. Chastain just got the free pass not that long ago, and he's already back a lap down again in 16th. Seems like throughout the course of this day, though, it's been a pretty great battle for second. A lot of passes going on back through there. And the intervals between second, pretty much back to 4th or 5th, have been fairly close. I mean, you can see back to 3rd, it's about 2 seconds. Briscoe and Gregson are within a second of each other for that second spot as well. A little contact there with Garrett Smith. Oh my goodness, 3 wide there, very tight through 3 and 4. And that was despite making contact with Smithley. He was still able to get to the inside and get around Tommy Joe Martins too, so probably nowhere near as big of contact as I would have thought we had. Oh, into the back of Mills. I thought I was going to get to the inside in time, but I couldn't. It's kind of a hard hit. Yeah, we got a little bit of damage there on the front. Can't use the look back cam here with the steering wheel though, it won't allow me to. Yeah, I'm trying, it just doesn't work. You really got to rely on this page that is currently showing in your upper left-hand corner whenever I use the steering wheel to kind of look at damage around the car. At least with the side look and the look back cam, you can kind of judge it yourself without even having to look at that. So right front getting pretty worn out now, down to 19% coming up off of turn 4. Ryan C going to go lap down. Michael Annette is about to go lap down 2. I see Cole Custer, who has been in the top 10 all race, but has been a non-factor as far as the race win goes in this one. At least for right now. He came up seemingly out of nowhere at the Roval, and he did dominate in the Richmond race too. But I think he ended up finishing 3rd in that one. Just squeezing to the inside of these guys. Oh man, I thought Reddick was going to take it to the bottom and block us, but he didn't. Drove in really deep to hurry up and get under him before he did that. It worked. Had to check out a little bit more in the corner, but we were still able to clear him. Yeah, we're going to have to bring it on to pit road here pretty soon for a 4-tire pit stop. We have 74 to go currently. Maybe we can get it down to 70 laps left before we have to pit. John Hunter Nemechek will go lap down. So 4 drivers on the lead lap now. And plus you got to remember too, we're only going to have one more set of tires left. Oh, to the end of the race. A little bit more contact with 3 and 4 into the wall again. Now Austin Cindric just ahead of us here in 4th. I see Noah Gregson up ahead. And Chase Briscoe for that matter, but I don't think we're going to catch him here before we come down onto pit road. We'll definitely catch, clear, and pass Austin Cindric getting into turn 3 there. Probably should say, I think we're going to catch Gregson before we pit, but I don't think we're going to be able to pass him. Really would love to make it one more lap at least here, but let's just take what I can get. Yeah, we'll stay out one more lap here. We'll pit probably next time by. Very good chance of it. Got 4% now down on the right front, so we're going to pit this time by. We'll make it back to the line, so we'll have 69 laps to go when we come off of pit road this next time. To the inside, so we will catch him past Noah Gregson before we get onto pit road, but we got to really back it down, and we got to get to the inside, but Gregson was there, so we had to check up out of the gas quite a bit. A little more than what I would have originally hoped for. So down onto pit road we go for our 4-tire stop. It is our second green flag pit stop of the race. And we get the caution, so we couldn't have had better timing there with that caution. It happens while we're in the lead and on pit road. And so once again, we are going to restart from the lead this time. Yeah, that couldn't have been more perfect timing. So we'll have 66 laps to go in this race when we go green. We were likely going to lose the lead there, but not anymore. And we're on the same tire strategy as these guys. So green flag in the air, 66 laps to the finish of the race. Everybody will have to pit one time as the green flag is back in the air, as we're about 12 laps short on fuel. At this point, we get the good jump there on the restart. Once again, we now have 3 drivers out of this race. Wonder if any of them are playoff drivers. I'm going 3 wide for a second here as they try to get back up to speed off of 4. Tightest area of the racetrack is just coming off the corners, especially coming out of turn 4. And everybody just has to fight to turn the car through the tri-oval right after that. No matter where they are on the racetrack. So honestly, the way this race started, I figured a lot of the restarts were going to be racing through the first stage they were. And pretty much through the second stage they were also. But man, this third and final stage of the race has been all us. We have literally led every green flag lap since. And the only lap we didn't lead was that very first lap of the stage when we were still taking the caution laps back in 18th. So we have definitely led for a long time, and it hasn't really been close at all, really, for anybody to even contest us on the restart. I can all but guarantee that wouldn't happen if we were in the Cup Series, only because of the way the package works with drafting. That lower downforce, not as much horsepower. Not sure exactly what the horsepower is here in the Xfinity cars, though. There's definitely a lot more on throttle time though with the Cup Series. Again, Cindric is up to 9th, and honestly I think Briscoe might have a better shot to get us, but he's been having terrible restarts throughout the course of this race, so that definitely doesn't help him. We now have 60 laps to go. Already out to about a 2-second lead on Cindric. Reddick in third, one of the playoff drivers. Tyler Reddick was barely one of the drivers that made it into this round, but not as barely as Brandon Jones. Jones qualified on points for this round as well. Oh, a little contact coming off the wall in turn 2. Get back up to speed again though and keep it going almost like nothing happened. But yeah, Brandon Jones got into the playoffs with that win at Mid-Ohio, so that's 5 playoff points of its own, plus any stage win he had on the year, which I know he had a couple. So Brandon Jones, if he didn't get any stage wins, he would have missed this round of the playoffs. Just remember, only made it by 5 points to get into this round of 8. Barely edging out Noah Gragson. Both of them having good runs here at Kansas, regardless of their situations. So we now have 56 laps to go. Tyler Reddick doing a pretty great job in second place right now, but I'm sure Briscoe's probably going to catch and pass him here pretty soon. It's already up to third. So 54 laps to go. So if we are to pit now, we would be good on fuel to the end. But again, the way our tires have been wearing out in this one, it's going to tell a little bit different of a story, at least on our behalf. So we've only really been able to run about 37 to 39 laps under green with the set of tires that we have on. Just because of how badly we've been wearing out that right front over the course of the race, despite how fast of the car and how great it's handling. We are definitely burning the tires off a little more than what I would want to, but I don't know, we'll see. And ideally, if we can make it to 35 laps to go before we pit, I think we'll be fine, whether it's under a caution or a green flag. We'll ride along now with the in-car cam once again here in this one. Wonder with the track maybe possibly changing temperatures too, that could be helping us more and more throughout the course of this third stage, because it was daylight out for the first 2 stages of the race. I'm not sure if that actually does work on this game or not. I do know that the times definitely do change. Oh, into the wall, getting into one. Tried to get on the brakes because we were catching Josh Williams pretty quick there, but couldn't get away from him in time. We actually hit that wall pretty good too. So that'll give us quite a bit of damage we'll have to repair whenever we pit next. Man, similar thing to what happened with Matt Mills. I thought I had enough time to stay in the gas and get to the inside of him off the corner, but just could not. That was with Tommy Joe Martins that time. Damaging front bumper a little bit. Again, we just repaired that under the last caution, but oh well. 5-second lead right now on Chase Briscoe. Reddick still holding on to a top 5 spot, at least for right now. He's currently in 4th. Yeah, we've definitely got this car dialed in here today, that is for sure. All the way around, whether it's a short run or the long run. It's pretty crazy. We'll give it, though, the benefit of the doubt, since being up since 4 o'clock in the morning, working that 12.5-hour shift, and then doing this with the double live stream. I am beat right now. With this race not having much action outside of lap traffic for the longest time, too, I am doing my darndest to stay awake and stay through this. Honestly, when I'm driving, it's like this. Even if I'm actually driving, if I'm driving, I seem to be more awake and alert. And maybe with using the steering wheel for this race, it's for the better. It'll definitely be good on sleep, though, for the morning. For that 9 a.m. start time. For the Texas Xfinity Series race. Again, that should be a good one. That one will be ran with the controller, though. Unlike this race with the wheel. Got 8.5 to 9-second lead on Briscoe again. Nobody's been able to compete with us in this final stage. Will that change before the finish or not? And I think the only real chance that these guys are probably going to have is if a caution comes out before we hit that 35 to 37 lap mark left in this race. It'll force us to have to make a decision whether we pit under the caution or we stay out. And we'd probably just have to pit under the caution at that point, because we'd be close anyway. And then we're just praying that we can make it on our tires to the end of the race. That is probably going to be their best opportunity to try and get around us and pass us before the finish. They just don't really see any other way where they can get us. Brandon Jones, currently the last driver on the racetrack of any of these playoff drivers, only making it by 5 points into this round to begin with, so you know he doesn't have a ton of playoff points. And the fact that he is currently running in 22nd, multiple laps down, that does not help his case either. And it might put him in a must-win scenario by the time we get to Texas tomorrow or Phoenix in a few days. So we'll have to just see how he'll react under pressure there. So we'll run now with the regular camera for the rest of this one. "39 laps to go." Yeah, I think we've definitely done a lot better job here in this final stage of the race of trying to have our tires survive, especially during the course of this run, because we have 37 laps to go right now. There's still a 23% tire wear, so we could still probably run anywhere between another 5 to 10 laps. So will easily put us underneath the 30 lap mark to the end of this race. So yeah, I mean, the only real, I mean, another thing is too, they're probably going to stretch their fuel tank out as far as they can. So if we pit, take our last set of tires, and we run another 15 laps after that, they'll have about 15 lap pressure tires at the end of the race for a final, what, probably 15 lap stretch. That could honestly probably benefit them as well as trying to win this race. So again, you never quite know what could happen. So that's why you got to stay tuned to the very end. "35 laps to go at the line now." It's always Annette and Briscoe. Yeah. No, I mean, it does seem like it. It does seem like it. I can't remember quite where Michael Annette was in the regular season on points. I want to say he was third, but I'm not totally sure on that. No, Cole Custer was definitely third. Cindric was up there too. I want to say Annette was in the top 5. But yeah, Chase Briscoe's been so consistent over the course of the season. That's why he finished second in points with no wins in the regular season. Only 4 stage wins in the regular season as well. So he definitely needs good finishes again here in this round if he's going to want to make it to Miami with a chance at the title. So again, we're running our fuel run out as long as we possibly can as well. More like a tire run at this point again. We got a slow car coming up off of turn 2. Everybody's checking up. No caution yet. We stay green. Will we get the yellow? So we're putting a lot of drivers a lap down now because of it. So only 8 drivers currently on the lead lap. So we stay green at least that time. And we'll see. At 32 laps to go. Annette's going to go a lap down now. So only 7 drivers on the lead lap. Gregson gonna go lap down up off of turn 4. Oh man, he almost got into the back of Stephen Light there in the 01. Laps winding down again here, 31 to go, still 9% tire wear, and now we have a caution, so another caution is out. We will pit for 4 fresh tires. We'll easily be able to make it on fuel and tires to the end. Now it's just a matter of how will we do this. We'll take a half can or a half tank of fuel, 1 can. Be plenty enough to get us to the end. So here we go. Can we just hold on to the clean air and make this race as clean to the finish as we possibly can? Gregson gets the free pass there, so we'll have 7 drivers on the lead lap. Of course, Gregson will restart at the rear of the field. Wow, so we lost 3 spots on pit road. Briscoe wins the race, so we might have a little bit of work to do on this restart, at least for the first 5 to 10 laps with not having the clean air and setting the pace here. Green flag back in the air, 3 wide to the top side. We're not wasting much time at all. Oh, Cindric had to get out of the gas there going into turn 1. Either that or he just spun the tires. So we try to hold on to it here along the very top side. Look at that. To the lead off of turn 2 from 4th to 1st. We're still hitting our marks here. That is just unbelievable. I'm sure Briscoe's going to do whatever he can here if he can get back to us. 27 laps to go at the lines. We're back up to speed again here at Kansas. He had a lot better restart seemingly than what he's had recently throughout the course of this race, but man, these guys have just had nothing for us all night. Briscoe's trying to make a late charge to the inside, but he's got congestion behind him. John Hunter Nemechek has been trying to look to the inside of him off the corners. Briscoe now moves to the top side of the racetrack. That might help him out a little bit. Instead of running the bottom. Allows Nemechek to possibly get to the inside of him, and they are looking like they're side by side going into turn 1 for second. And yes, they are. Tyler Reddick trying to follow Nemechek right behind him as well. They're battling for every point they can get. We've had good pit strategy, a little bit of luck with that caution earlier on in the stage. It's amazing though, even restarting 4th there, we have led every green flag lap in this 3rd stage, no matter where we restarted. And that is a great feat of itself. We are definitely going to lead the most laps in this race. And, man, we've got to be close to leading 90% of the race. I mean, that would be 180 laps by the finish. And there really isn't a lot of laps we didn't lead, so that would be a curious stat to look at the end of this one. Nemechek's moved up to 2nd, Tyler Reddick up to 3rd, and Briscoe's back to 4th, so Briscoe seems to fall back to 4th or 5th almost every restart at some point in time, but over the course of the long run, he drives right back into 2nd again. So we'll see if he can do that. Austin Cindric. Yeah. So the only chance they have with another restart to get back at me is if they all pit, with me staying out, no matter what happens here in the lead. We're looking good. Honestly, you have to hold on to that Chase Briscoe and Michael Annett, where it's always them two, because if it comes down to like me trying to battle Annett or Briscoe, if not both of them, for the win at Texas tomorrow morning again, yeah, I mean, that might prove your point even further. Oh, just entered the wall off of turn 2. Couldn't get off of it once I hit it. Don't have a great big lead. Did cut into that chunk again, but it's comfortable with the way this car's been running and how fast it is over the course of the night. Got 4 drivers in this race out of DNF now with 20 laps to go. Honestly, the first time we raced at Kansas on the season here in the Xfinity... Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, we didn't race at Kansas earlier in the season. There was not a Kansas spring race. So I was going to say, I'm like, I don't remember us dominating the race like this last time we raced here, but that's because we never raced here in the Xfinity Series. We did race here in the Truck Series. in the regular season, but even still in that race, I don't remember us really dominating from start to finish like this. Honestly, the last time we might have done this was, for the most part, at Watkins Glen in the Xfinity Series when we qualified on the pole, won both stages and the race. That was with the steering wheel too. That was just a dominant performance as far as laps led, but as far as interval throughout the stages in the race win, it wasn't nearly as big as what we have seen over the course of this race today. So for sure though, I mean, definitely a dominant race on our behalf, no doubt about it. So we will catch lap traffic again here in another lap or two. Probably closer to 2 or 3 actually. And it looks like it's going to be Jeff going to catch first once again. We're now down to 15 to go. I do have to say thanks for sticking it out here over the course of this race, and anybody that watches going forward. Has it been the more exciting race that we have seen over the course of this season, especially in the playoffs? All 3 races in the first round for the most part had some great races. Those first 2 playoffs though, at Richmond and then the Charlotte Roval, were both great races to start the second round, or sorry, I don't know why I said second round, to start the playoffs in general. And then the last race at Dover we won. We had to fight at times, but it was a lackluster finish. And then this race here at Kansas, probably of the 4 races we've had in the playoffs so far, probably not the most exciting. Only real exciting parts were the restarts through the first 2 stages, but this final stage, the restarts have, I mean, we're just blowing them away on the restarts in this final stage. It's just crazy. We qualified 12th. I think we could have qualified a little bit better, especially considering the speed we had over the course of the race, but we still led a lot of laps regardless of that. I mean, we even sacrificed the last 2 laps of stage 2 as well. That we could have easily have led those ones also. And it was for the better. We were sacrificing a playoff point. We were sacrificing 10 additional stage points here for these playoffs, but knowing I was going to have a great shot to win the race with how fast the car is, I wanted to keep the track position. It worked out perfectly, and to this point we're looking good. Got a 6-second lead late in the race. Again, the only chance they're going to have is if a caution comes out and they decide to pit, because even if they don't pit, I think we're going to blow them away on the restart like we have throughout the course of this stage in particular. Still 11 to go though. We have until the white flag comes out, where the next flag will end the race. If that caution comes out at that time, we would be secured with the win at that point. You deserve an easy one. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with how hectic these races have been, it's nice to take the load off. I don't know if it would have drained me more doing a race like this with the steering wheel, or a hectic one with the steering wheel. Both mentally and physically running a long day that I have had. Really 3 days with these 12.5-hour shifts because of the virus going on, but again, at least that's only Monday through Wednesday. I got the next 4 days off, so a lot more streams coming up here in the next 4 days, just like last week where we had quite a bit. And you'll be seeing that for at least the next few weeks. Catching past Clements there. Yeah, 8 laps to go. Really enjoyed the subscriptions going up. Yeah, honestly I am too. I'm quite surprised how quickly this channel has turned for the better pretty much since the NASCAR season started this year. When I posted my preseason predictions video a week before Speed Weeks, or like a half a week, like 3 or 4 days before Speed Week started for that for the Clash earlier in the season, I want to say I only had 20 subscribers, 21. So I mean, we like realistically you can look at it 2 ways. I've either grown a lot in the last month and a half, or I haven't grown a lot in general. So I mean, just growing like the 60 plus subscribers in, I don't know, like 4 or 5 weeks, probably closer to 5-6 weeks, but still, I mean, it's just crazy. And that just drives me to, whoop, a little bit of a mistake there in 3 and 4, but that just drives me to keep doing more and more and more whenever I can. Even on a tighter schedule early in the week, I am promising daily vids. Maybe not streams on the daily, and when we get the NASCAR season rolling again, I start traveling more to different tracks again like I have the last few years. I will vlog all those trips, so I guess I might still have videos coming out on the daily, but the streaming will slow down over the course of the summer months, unfortunately. Maybe I'll try to bring my PlayStation on the road. Definitely wouldn't be able to get the steering wheel set up though. But maybe we can do a race on the road somewhere randomly. That'd be kind of cool. Getting around Jeffrey Earnhardt there. We got 13-second advantage, 4 laps to go. So we're late enough in the race now. If a caution comes out, we will go to overtime and run past the scheduled limit. So we have 3 laps to go. To the inside of Kaz Gralla there. You put the word out. Yep, I remember you saying that some time ago that you had talked to your friends about it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I did remember that. Instagram with the question mark. I actually do not have social media. I am starting a Twitter account. There's a very good chance I'll probably get an Instagram started, especially with the channel. I think that's maybe part of the problem. I know I'm growing pretty rapidly, but outside of YouTube, I don't have any source to like spread the public word other than verbally, like at work or something, and even then I haven't really said much about it. A couple people here and there. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. So the race is going to end under regulation at the 200 lap, 300 mile marker here in this one. So we are now a half a lap away from victory. What a lead. 16.5 seconds through 3 and 4 for the final time. Only 7 drivers are going to finish on the lead lap. By far led the most laps. We won stage 1, would have won stage 2 if we didn't short pit. But we're going to win the race here at Kansas as we win the Kansas Lottery 300, and we are going to Homestead for a chance at the title in a few races at the end of the week here. Almost put it in the wall on the burnout. Alright, here we go. There were a decent amount of cautions spaced out, not as many in the final stage. There was only 3 cautions. Or sorry, only 1 caution in the final stage of the race. 5 cautions per incident total. 4 drivers DNF'd here in this one. But great win nevertheless here. 103 minutes total time over the course of the race. That is an hour and 43 minutes from start to finish. There is a look at your top 10. Briscoe did finish second. He was the only other stage winner. So I gave him the stage win there, which was crucial because, again, remember, he didn't have a lot of playoff points coming into this round of the playoffs, of course. So he's only plus 12. We don't know how there might be different winners over the next couple races as well. So we'll see how that will look, and particularly after Texas tomorrow morning. So hopefully you enjoyed this one and tune in for that. There we are in victory lane. It's Christopher Bell getting the win and the first of 4 drivers to lock their spot into the championship race. So that was a great one. John Hunter Nemechek had the fastest lap, believe it or not, with a 31.223. We led 175 of 200 laps. So all but 25 laps led. 2 of them were sacrifice laps that were led by somebody else who ended up being Briscoe. So wow, that is just crazy. Again, thanks for watching as always. For whether it is over the course of the live stream or just in future advance, and for anybody that is also getting the word out, as I've been hearing as of late, hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you are new and you do enjoy NASCAR, we have daily content on the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the race, the commentary over the course of this stream. And again, I'll see you next time. Texas tomorrow at 9 a.m. will be the next stream for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Second race of the round of 8. And I'll catch you then.